This is my program. It's a therapist office management system, or TOMS for short. I'm going to start by logging in as an admin. These are the current admin IDs, and you would need one of them to access the login. I'll show you what happens if you use an incorrect one. It just checks, and since it's not in the CSV file, you try again. We are going to add a new patient first. Now what this is going to do is just ask me for two inputs, which are relative to the header names of the CSV files, and these are also attributes then of an object. So let's say Lucky suffers from depression. I'm going to continue and log in again as an admin. I will add a new therapist this time with the name Tom, who specializes in anxiety. I'm going to continue one more time and I will book an appointment. So I'm going to put an existing date and time to show you how it checks through the files and will not let me create an appointment on that day. So now we're going to do it with a date and time that is available. We'll do a non-existent patient, so Lucy. It searches the file for that patient, and that is not a patient, so we will do an existing one, which is accepted, and then I can test the same for the therapist. But we know that Tom exists because we made him earlier. I'm going to continue. This time I'll log in as a therapist. The therapist IDs are randomized when a new therapist is created. So an example of one would be 9845. We can use this therapist login only to access patient and appointment details, not therapist details. So we can see the patient that we added as an admin. Here, Lucky is suffering from depression, and I'm going to continue and show you the new appointment we added. Nora has an appointment with Tom at this date and this time. Let's log into admin to show you the therapist we added. Tom has staff number, which was randomized when we made it, and specializes in anxiety. I'm going to show you the code in the order in which it was called. So at first we had the first menu between the admin and therapist login. This took us to the admin login, for example. It opens the CSV file and then does a linear search in the specified column, so ID for admin, that's in column 0. And then it searches through for the data that you inputted earlier. Once you have passed that, it sends you to the admin menu where you have the option for all of these different functions. When printing all the patient details, it calls a class method, print patient all. This class method is just a list that is created when you instantiate your objects, and it's here. Then if you are, for example, creating an appointment, this is the code. All these variables start off as false before they can be confirmed as free. It opens up the appointment file and then it sends you to check date and time. This is where it checks if this date and time is free. Both must be free for it to be able. Both must be busy for it not to be able to create a new appointment, because you can have 2 appointments on the same day as long as they're not at the same time. It's very similar code for checking if the patient or therapist exists. For adding a new patient, it's the same as when you add a new therapist. You have the headers and it assigns each one based on the headers. There was an attempt at encryption of the patient details. However, it didn't end up working, but what I tried to do was create a password, a master password, and use a salt to randomize it, and it didn't work. So, thank you.